Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to teach you on how you can make a light and a switch so that the player can interact with the switch, which will turn on and off the light. So let's test this out. Here I have my light and here I have my switch. Obviously this box is visible because I needed to debug this while I was developing. You can turn this off. So if I walk up to this box and I press E, it's going to turn off, and if I press E again, it's going to turn back on. And you can do these as many times as you want. Let me delete this code and I'll show you how I have done it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need is an actor for our light and a switch. So let's just create an actor, blueprint class, actor. I'm going to call this light, and let's open that up. We're going to put the switch and the light in the same actor because that way it's easier to communicate between the two, between the light and the switch. So let's put a static mesh. This one is going to be light, and another one is going to be our switch. So static mesh switch. And I have already imported a lamp to my project. It's a static mesh, and as you can see, it's a lamp that I downloaded for free. I'm gonna use this one just for visual representation, so let's just use that one. It was called lamp. There it is. And I have also imported a switch, and it's called light switch. As you can see, it's a normal switch. You can find these online for free. So let's just use this actor in our world. I'm gonna put this around here. Stick it to the wall. And now we want to separate this switch from the lamp. So go under the hierarchy, click on the switch, and move this down somewhere along here, like this. Okay, and now let's go to our light actor, and we also want to add spotlight. This is going to be our light. Let's move this here. And it's actually in the wrong place. Oh, now it's fixed. Okay, here's our light. Let's increase the intensity a bit so we can see it a bit better. Right, so now what we want to do is when our player walks up to this switch, we want to be able to turn this off and turn this back on. So let's make that happen. We also want to add a collision box so that we can detect when the player walks up to this collision box. We want to be able to let the player turn this off or on. So let's move that as well. We want to move it right in front of the switch. Let's actually make this visible. This should do. And now click on the box collision, and on component begin overlap, we want to check if the player is overlapping with this actor. So get player character. This is going to give us a boolean. So get a branch, plug this here, and if it's true, that means it's our player. So we wanna enable input for this actor, this light, and the player controller is going to be our get player controller. And now we want to do the opposite. When the player walks out of this collision box, so on component end overlap, we want to do the same thing. Check if it's our player, and if it is, we want to disable the input. Like this. I want to say disable input, and the player controller is going to be get player controller, and the target is going to be self. So, and now we need to set up some bindings input. So come here and say keyboard event E off of pressed, we're gonna do a flip-flop. So flip-flop, and from here we want to get a reference to our spotlight, and we're gonna say set visibility, and we want to connect both of these to the execution pin, and the is A is gonna be to the new visibility. So compile and save, and let's actually test this out. I'm overlapping with this. I press E, it's now turned off. I press E again, it's turned on. And you can do these as many times as you want. And also we can move this switch somewhere else along with the box, and this would work just fine. So if I press E, it's gonna turn off. If I press E again, it's gonna turn back on. So it's working fine now. Okay, that's it for our video, and goodbye.